First, he went after the former mayor of Millersville.
Now the town's assistant police chief says his two critics on the city commission could be next. Good evening, everyone. I'm Rory Johnston.
And I'm Carrie Sharp. Millersville's so-called conspiracy cop made those comments as he turned to a group of far-right podcasters to defend himself against questions raised by News Channel 5 Investigates.
Our chief investigative reporter Phil Williams has been monitoring those new interviews.
In the interview, Sean Taylor portrays himself as a victim and leaves the impression without evidence that his investigation of Millersville city officials is somehow linked to child sex trafficking.
This is Christian Gomez with the New American Magazine, and I'm joined today with Sean Taylor.
The latest interview with a podcast associated with the far-right John Birch Society.
Thank you for joining us today here at the New American.
Thank you for having me. I do appreciate it.
Comes a month after the arrest of former Millersville Mayor Tim Lassiter.
So you arrested the former mayor of Millersville regarding building permits. Now, how is his arrest tied or connected to with the greater story that you're investigating with regards to child sex trafficking?
Well, basically, our department has started doing investigations into numerous things.
Instead of immediately clarifying that the former mayor's arrest had nothing to do with child sex trafficking, the assistant police chief went on and on about the connection he sees between that issue and those involved in real estate development. I showed the interview to City Commissioner David Gregory. So he ties the investigation of the former mayor into child sex trafficking.
That's unbelievable, Phil. I've known Tim Lassiter for years.
Does it make sense to you that a building inspection controversy would have anything to do with child sex trafficking?
No, sir, it would not. And I'm getting very tired of our city name being dragged through the mud since Sean Taylor showed up here.
Taylor eventually got back to the question.
And I'm not saying that the former mayor is involved in sex trafficking by any means.
But he said the words. That indicates probably an indication that he wants people to believe that. We're going to discuss this in an open meeting. That's what I want to do.
You want a circus?
Gregory and Commissioner Christina Template have asked for a special meeting of the City Commission to review Taylor's hiring. Asked about that request, the assistant police chief had new accusations.
There's two of the city commissioners who are under investigation for criminal acts. What they have done is they've called for a special meeting.
He says you're under criminal investigation.
Yes, he did say that. Okay. All I can say is go for it.
Gregory's request for a special meeting follows a News Channel 5 investigation that revealed Taylor's bizarre conspiracy theories, where he imagines connections between a whole range of public officials and all sorts of heinous crimes.
Do you care to name who this media personality is that's trying to create this offense against you?
His name's Phil Williams, News Channel 5, Nashville.
To plead his case, Taylor turned to one of his podcaster buddies, the anti-Semitic QAnon conspiracy theorist Scott McKay, who himself has voiced some wacky ideas. For example,
Mars has been colonized since after World War II. There are millions of Americans that live on Mars.
Really?
Because, yeah.
And McKay had his own theories about my investigation.
Typically, when these people are trying to run interference on these kind of trafficking operations, the natural inclination is to believe they're probably a pedophile themselves. And I'm not alleging anything. I'm just saying, why would somebody try to stop your kind of work? It's pretty suspicious to me.
It is suspicious.
And their retaliation would be to call you names or call you pedophiles or some ungodly thing as that. It's humiliating, and I want it gone. I want it out of our city, Mr. Williams.
David Gregory says with Sean Taylor seemingly determined to take on his political enemies, some Millersville residents fear what might come next.
They're afraid now of the police department. They're afraid to be stopped. And they even mentioned they're afraid for them to come to their house.
Because of Sean Taylor?
Because of Sean Taylor.
David Gregory says he's hoping that some authority will intervene, whether it's the TBI or the Tennessee Attorney General, to sort through the mess that Millersville has become. Phil Williams, News Channel 5 Investigates.
Phil, thank you. Our News Channel 5 Investigates team is fighting every day for our community. If you have a tip about this or anything else that we should investigate, send an email. Here's the address. It's investigate@newschannel5.com. Or you can leave a message at 615-244-NEWS.